Yo, 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 what's going on, YouTube? It's your boy Nate the Great coming at you with another live. Before I get into anything, please like, share, and subscribe. I'm gonna give somebody some time to get in. Um, Hope everybody had a blessed Labor Day. Hope everybody was safe and secure out there. Hope everybody enjoyed their holiday weekend period. There's been a lot of crazy shit going on, but a lot of craziness going on. Excuse me, but I'm just hoping everybody was blessed and safe out there. Yeah, I'm gonna get into some little topics tonight. Nothing too heavy. Just want to chime in with the people. I want to talk about something that's really serious, and I think that everybody should really start taking heed to. You know, it's a sad world out there, and at the end of the day, we gotta definitely do better, especially for these kids. Um, Public service announcement. Um, I think at some point in life, a lot of you parents are going to definitely have to take extreme and cautionary measures when it comes to your child. Um, with the way the world is being set up right now, or how it's already been set up, there's too many kids going missing. There's too many kids going into sex trafficking. There's too many kids being lost through the system. And I think it's sad that a lot of these kids have to go through that. I think it's sad that these kids are out here getting marketed when they supposed to be protected. What gets me mad about this situation is that when it comes to the young women that are out here being sex trafficked, they don't know their family, they don't have no real family, at least in the areas that are being trafficked that they don't have no real family, no support, no nothing. A lot of them try to escape and go back to where they originally came from, but it's hard to do so when you're in the grips of the wrong people. And I think that's sad. And I believe a lot of these kids should have a fighting chance in life. There's a lot of sick weirdos out there, and I honestly feel it's fucked up. It's fucked up that they do this shit. Like, what kind of mindset do you have to have for you to even want to traffic kids, period? These kids shouldn't be separated from their real families just because of a financial gain. And then you have some of these parents who have this sick mindset to say, you know what, I could sell one of my kids. I'm that down, I'm that desperate, I could do that. And that's wrong too. The kids shouldn't have to worry about being taken away from you because you letting them get taken away from you. And it's a sick world out there. You know, there's a lot of these kids who could make opportunities for themselves and could actually be something better, but they stuck. They stuck in these positions. And I feel we should be able to fight, stay on this front and fight for them. You know, a lot of them don't deserve the abuses and the horrors that they have to go through. You know, blessings, Hollywood. Glad you could tune in to the live. Shout outs to those who are tuning in. Shout outs to those watching in the bushes. But I hope y'all really getting the message out of here. I think it's sad. We really have to come together and start combating against these pedophiles out here, man. And these sex traffickers, because these kids don't deserve to go through that. They don't. These kids should be with their right families, getting the love, care, and protection that they're supposed to have, especially at that young age. And it's crazy. And then, like, when you're at a certain age, you definitely got to watch them everywhere, every step of the way, because just that quick they could get snatched up, and you won't know it. And I've seen situations where kids have gotten separated from their parents only because they're in big crowds, they're not paying attention to what's going on, or they figure they good, leave their kid here. I'm gonna just go do this and come back, and then they kid gone. You don't know how many times I done came across kids that was lost from their parents, and at some point during the time frame, I done managed to reunite them with their parents. You know, that's why I said even when they're young, you have to pay attention to them because just that quick they could be gone in an instant. And you got some of these traffickers that don't care how young, they'll mess around and sell them on the black market, especially for those who can't have kids. They'll sell them off like somebody else's. You know, and that's exactly right. No, I'm gonna put that up there. That's the truth right there. You know, you gotta definitely do better and start watching out for these kids. At no point do I ever felt in my life that a kid should have to be traumatized like that in life, because that right there will mess them up and scar them for life. It's almost the same thing with rape. Once you rape somebody, you done basically took a piece of their identity. You done took a piece of what sanity they did have. And then, now they start to unravel, and some people can deal with it as far as they can try to, you know, get the proper help and then bounce back from there. And then you got some that they never are the same again. And it's sad. And it's sad that it's sick motherfuckers walking around in this world and they not getting dealt with the way they supposed to get dealt with, if not by the system, by the fucking justice of the streets. I always felt once you done went past a certain limit, there's no coming back from that. So you deserve every bit of karma that comes to you. If you out here thinking that shit is cool, you out here, you a whole grown man, and you going after these young girls that's not even old enough to buy a pack of cigarettes or get some liquor, you deserve to get your ass handed to you. Point blank, period. I never understood that. And that goes for males and females. If you on that sicko type of time, you deserve everything that comes to you. You know, and I always felt that way. It's sad that you got some of these people who will sit here and watch certain shit just happen and not even try to voice their opinion on anything. And this is exactly why the world is kind of an influx the way it is now. Let's keep it real. A lot of y'all still got this mentality of, oh, if it's not involved in my family, I don't care. Nah, you should care, period. Because at the end of the day, it doesn't matter what race when it comes to a kid. A kid should not have to suffer that type of abuse and that type of trauma. Not that young in life anyway. It shouldn't have to do that. It's like you're robbing these kids of their future identities. You're robbing these kids of just being a kid, and when they do shit like that, fuck just scarring them, it's just, it fucks up the whole balance of things, man. Because you have some people that can't handle it and end up killing themselves just because, and it's sad. At some point, we gotta definitely start battling all of this shit that's going on, man, because these kids don't have the right to go through that shit, man. And these fucking sick fucks don't have no right to do it to the kids neither. I don't give a fuck. Like, you know how many stories that got me pissed off, even when it comes to Catholic churches, these priests and all this other shit. It's like, if you're supposed to be serving and you're supposed to be serving the Lord and doing the Lord's work, how the hell is it that y'all always end up in the midst of some madness? You know, it's just, shit is crazy. And there's not enough people fighting or speaking on that. And I think at some point that should be the general conversation. What do we as a community do to make sure these kids are safe and sound, even in the night? Shout outs to everybody and blessings to everybody that's in the chat. Shout outs to those tuning in. But that's a serious question. Where do we as a community start fighting back against these crimes? When do we take responsibility and when do we jump on the forefront and start fighting for these kids? You know? And then it's really sad because I feel anybody that has that type of a sick mind when it comes to that should never see the light of day again. And that's just the truth. Y'all sick fucks don't know what it really is to take away somebody's fucking soul, basically, because of the things that you've done to them. You have some people that felt so bad to the point, like I said, they done killed themselves. They done tried to kill themselves, or they just never have been right in their minds. You fucked up basically their identity. You have some people who, even when it comes that you have little boys that's getting sex trafficked too. So, like I said, it's a two-way street. What do we as a community do to stop these kids from getting hurt? You know, what do we do? And then for the ones that are standing on things and fighting for things, I can salute y'all and commend y'all for that because that's a hard thing to deal with, especially when it comes to the kids. You hate to hear stories like that. Either the kids are being touched, they being trafficked, they being separated from families, etc. Like it's hurtful. It's really hurtful. I think if you have some sort of moral compass and a background, you should be fighting on that. You should be standing up for them kids, man. The problem is a lot of y'all done lost y'all spirit in protesting or even just trying to really make change. And I see this generation definitely is different, man. Even when it comes down to the younger crowds, it's different. I don't know. It's crazy. The way I think a lot of times is just out the box. And it's the truth because there's a lot of things going on that we not paying attention to. And we have to start paying attention to these things. Because at the end of the day, it's about the kids and their futures. You know, these kids shouldn't have to go through the pain, the suffering, the torment of even being on this earth and thinking you want to have something good, and then you end up getting wrapped up into something that you wasn't expecting. Got a lot of these black markets that selling babies as soon as they come out the womb. It's like they going in hospitals, or you got people that are really selling their fucking kids, and that shit is sick, man. It's really sick. And I feel like it's our obligation, period, to make sure these kids have a fighting chance in life, man. Shouldn't have to worry about that. That's a whole fact, Mo. Shout outs to everybody again that just came in the chat. You know, blessings to all the queens in the chat. Salute to all the real kings in the chat. You know, but this is something that a lot of people really need to start talking about. And it's not just what goes on in the news. You take a look out in your actual neighborhoods, there's certain things going on that we see ain't right. But we ain't speaking about it. We ain't trying to make no push, no change, no nothing. You know? I feel like it's our obligation and our duty to just make sure we get these kids right. That's it. The kids are supposed to be the future and they are supposed to lead their future generations. But how can they get to any of that if they're being misused, mistreated, and possibly even killed just because of the sick fuck shit that's going on? You know? It's a world of opportunities for everybody to eat, man. It's a world of opportunities for everybody to grow and succeed in life. But when you got these people that are snatching it away from these young kids, it fucks up the whole tandem. You know, it's and it's sad. It's really sad work behind all of that because no kid should have to worry about being in the loving arms of their family one minute and then snatched away the next. Even when you read back in history, even when it came to the Holocaust and everything else and the way they was doing a lot of the kids, it's fucked up that you have motherfuckers that think like that. And then they get away with a lot of that shit. And if they ain't getting away with it, it's just they've already done so much damage to the point where it's it's irreparable and there's no way to getting back from that. That's why I said, where do we as a community start putting our foot down with a lot of things, man? It doesn't matter where the hell you at in the world. If you know you stand for something, it's time for you to stand on that. These kids deserve a fighting chance no matter what the fuck you think. And it's sad you got a lot of these perverts, a lot of these traffickers, a lot of these people that just think that, oh, you know what? We get this kid, that's our cash cow right there. No, let these kids be kids, man. And that's a whole fact, Mo. But that been going on. But then the sad part, like I said, is just at some point, when do y'all start really standing up for something? You know? And that's why I said you got to be very careful when it comes to the kids, especially crowded areas, all of that. Because just that quick you can be with your kids, just as quick you can lose your kid. So you got to definitely pay attention to them. Like I said, you don't know how many times I turned around and had to bring somebody back to their family because the people didn't know where the kid was at. Like why would you even not be paying attention to your kids, especially when they that little and that young? It's that easy for them to just wander off somewhere and get lost in the crowd. And that's how it starts sometimes. You know, we gotta definitely start being more visual and more alert and more aware of the things that's going on. You know, and that's another thing too. And I believe in that too, Mo, because I've had people that I know for a fact have said this. I had people who was near the industry that even said the same thing. Even when it came down to the medical field, like this is the things they do when it comes to harvesting and all that other shit. Like, and it's sad that you people out here think like that. And a lot of you motherfuckers, you know what? Like I said before, it ain't no crime like that that don't go unpunished. The man upstairs sees everything. And some of y'all end up having y'all downfalls because of the shit you don't. You know? See, I've always believed this. In this world, you gotta choose wisely and, be careful on what you do. You know? Because just as soon as you take your eyes off the ball, or as soon as you think everything is safe and secure, that's when you find out the truth and the harsh realities on what's going on in this world. You know, you can't be naive to certain things neither. You gotta always remain vigilant and keep that third eye open. But just like I said, when it comes to these kids, all these kids deserve a fighting chance in this life. It shouldn't take it shouldn't take certain situations for these kids to have to go through hell. I mean, a lot of these kids don't need to go through hell before they time. I mean, come on. Kids are supposed to be kids, right? At least from what I was taught, let the kids be kids, you know? And it's sad that you got sick motherfuckers that still riding around, still sitting around certain areas where they know kids dwell, especially this. And that's why I said, even when it comes to the schools, you have to be careful because at the end of the day, some of these people be stalking the school parks, the regular parks, and they just stalk anywhere where they know there's going to be kids or teenagers involved, and that's when you really have to be on point. You know, and it's sad that you sick motherfuckers is really walking around doing shit like that, and you're not getting caught quick enough. So I'll be honest with you, I had a situation years ago, and this was way before my mom's thought about passing. We did a little field trip for the kids in my building. You know, we took them to the skating ring and we took them to the baseball stadium to go, you know, whatever, whatever. Basically, we had them the whole day. And at some point during the day, you know, I noticed while the kids was ordering their food or whatever, we sitting out watching them. You know, I'm out smoking a cigarette. And I noticed the one guy, he just kept staring and he kept staring at two girls in particular. And I know them. It's almost like family. So when I looked and noticed what was going on, and then when he kept walking up to the girl and I noticed she moved back, I was on his neck. Like, what are you fucking doing? Then come to find out, I held him ass down. Come to find out, he had a warrant out for his ass because the cops got called and all of that. I didn't call the cops because somebody was already 2 steps ahead of me. I was on the fucking verge of beating the fuck out this nigga. I wasn't trying to go by no law because nigga, you just did some shit. Once I see the kids look like they scared, oh no, I'm on your neck, bro. What's wrong with you? See, this is why I said some people have to be vigilant, even if it ain't their kids. You got to be vigilant because, prime example, the main adults that was there are responsible for the kids. So I wasn't going to let that go on. I wasn't going to let that go there. You know, that's the crazy part. You have some people, even in the shopping malls, you're absolutely right. You have to be careful in there too because you will have predators that'll be sitting in there in the fucking cut and you won't even know. You know? But then again, certain predators always end up, you know, identifying themselves just by the specific things they say and do. So, like I said, even when it comes to that, you have to be on point. You know? Yeah, you gotta watch them because these are some sick motherfuckers, man. Nah, you didn't miss much on Realist. I'm just breaking down what's really going on as far as sex trafficking and everything else involving these kids, man. Like the situation I was just explaining. Once I ran down on him and had him shook up, it wasn't no I was letting him go. Like, no, nigga, like you almost try to touch these kids, you don't know them, and you act like you didn't see a whole bunch of adults sitting here. You know, you fucking bugging. See, I'm one of them niggas, I'm not hearing that. I see you doing some shit I know for a fact is wrong and immoral. I'm on your neck. And that's how everybody should be. You know? You know, it's fucking sad that you really got creeps and fucking weirdos in the world that think that that type of shit is normal. Like that's normal for you to just be, you know, taking away the innocence from kids, man. These kids don't have nothing to do with what the fuck is going on with you. And they shouldn't have to worry about losing their innocence in the fucking process because you done sat here and felt that was your best option to either get an income or just do whatever. And it's fucking sick, man. Shit like that pisses me the fuck off. You know? But like I said, once you rob the innocence of a child, that's basically it for them. You know, there's no coming back from that. You know, and it's fucking crazy. But then you'll have a lot of y'all that'll sit out there and, oh, well, it don't matter. It ain't happened to my family. It ain't happened to nobody near me. Nigga, it shouldn't matter. When it comes to any kid, nigga, they deserve a fighting chance. Period. They shouldn't have to worry about losing their innocence. None of that shit. Let them kids be kids, man. Let them get a chance to grow and prosper in life, man. And the sad part is once some of these kids get caught up in those type of situations, that's when drug use is at its heaviest. You know? And this is how they start. They'll start off with this, and then they'll start off with this. And then before you know it, they done overdosed either on pills, dope, or any type of other narcotic that they feel they would get to that's going to fucking take that pain away. Not to be funny, that shit breaks my heart, man. Like, regards to what the fuck I say and do up here, I'm a nigga with a conscience at the end of the day. You know, some panels I go on, even when I'm cracking jokes, at the end of the day, when it comes to serious situations, I don't got time to be playing those type of games. And I always felt when it comes to the kids, when it comes to sex crimes and shit like that, nah, that's not cool. And that shit has to be addressed at all times. Nah, that's a whole fact, Mo. These people, some of these people be messed up for life. Now you have some people, if they are able to escape and get back, if they able to escape and get back, guess what? You know, it's going to take a process for them because that's a lot of therapy. That's a lot of, you know, you got to basically start being able to trust the world again. You know, even the ones that didn't do you wrong, it's like you're gonna have a guard up and a wall up because you know you done been taken advantage of. So it's not gonna be a simple, okay, you know, you back to normal, welcome back to society. No, that is a lot to deal with. Period. That's a lot to deal with, and that's a lot to soak in. And at some point, you know, like I said, it becomes too much for specific people. But you know how I be doing, man. I speak on certain things because, like I said, my moral compass tells me I should speak on it. No, I ain't perfect, but I ain't out here harming no kids. I ain't out here raping nobody. I ain't out here forcing myself on people or just doing all the extra wild fuck shit that niggas be doing. You know, I work, I do what the fuck I got to do. Like I said, when I speak on certain issues, it's only because I'm seeing things as I'm going. Like I said, I'm outside every day, unlike some people. I don't gotta be sitting there cooped up in a room. Nigga, I get out and I fucking view the world around me and see what's going on. You know, but it's just crazy that some of y'all people will really think that is just cool for these kids to go through it. No, y'all should be able to stand on your fucking 10 toes and make sure you really fight for these kids the way they need fighting for. You know? And then you got a lot of sick motherfuckers besides just sex trafficking, just like Monique was saying. They'll end up killing them for organs and like, come on, kids should not have to worry about being in the world and then having to lose their life because of whatever. Shit is crazy. Oh yeah, and public service announcement to some of you content creators that are slipped through the loopholes of YouTube. If you have some fucking stains on your background as far as real actual paperwork on you and is leading towards that type of fucking field, you deserve every bit of karma that comes to you. Period. There's a lot of y'all that are slipping through the cracks and got fucking crimes that's dealing with sex crimes of youngins and all this other shit. And that's the fucked up part. Like I said the last time, even when it comes to these people who have mental issues, they are slipping through the cracks of YouTube. And honestly, I feel They need to start really doing full backgrounds on people. Before you even get a channel, you should be able to have a full background done on. Because I'm not saying that people don't deserve to make money. But if you on that fucking type of time and you think that's the way you gonna be able to just fucking make money, you don't deserve nothing. Once you done had any type of fucking sex crime, whether it's rape, whether it's pedophilia or anything along those lines, you don't deserve shit in life. You just deserve to go through everything you go through. Because once you cross certain boundaries, there's no coming back from that again. No coming back from that. That's why I said some of y'all come on here quietly thinking that people ain't gonna find out shit. And at some point they end up finding out shit. Like I said, I ain't perfect. But one thing about me, I'm organic and I'm truthful. You ain't gonna catch no fucking criminal background with me. What, the most a couple of fucking bullshit in some sense when I was young? That's about it. They ain't gonna catch me on paperwork or none of that shit because I don't get into none of that. And I don't fucking agree with none of that shit at all. I don't never agree with kids having to be suffered, having to fucking be suffering the trials and tribulations of going through this bullshit. Come on now. And that's the truth, brothers. Like, we just don't know about a lot of things. But then, like I said, a lot of times you just gotta do your due diligence. Like, some of these people come on here and they make themselves obvious just by certain things they do. And if you moving with pedophiles, if you even associating with pedophiles, even on these social media platforms, nigga, you just as bad as them. Point blank, period. You're supposed to be fighting and making sure these kids have a fighting chance in life. Not fucking taking their innocence and not fucking persecuting them and definitely not killing them. Because some of you sick fucks will go that far. I just think, like I said, with everything that's going on in the world, there should be no reason why people are not standing up on certain things, man. You know, if you're not going to stand for nothing, you're going to fall for anything. And if you don't take a moral compass to certain things, you're going to definitely mess around and just let specific things happen, and that's going to make it worse. You know? Once you cross certain lines, there's no coming back from that. Once you done violated a child, or even once you done raped a woman, there's no coming back from that. Like I said, that's a stain you're going to have to take with you even into the afterlife. It's the same thing with murder. You're going to have to take that with you in life and in the afterlife. Yup. The person you killed, their blood is on your hands. Like I said, I don't follow a religion. I just believe in being religious, and I believe that there's a higher power. You know, no matter what you decide to believe in, I just always believed in using my common sense when it came to specific things. You know, and I've always believed that once you take a life, that person's blood is on your hands for life, even in the afterlife. You know, and that's the truth. And that's why I said, Monique, a lot of these people that know what's going on with certain shit, they supposed to be fighting for these kids. There should be no reason why a grown man or a grown woman is manhandling or even, you know, taking a child away from their family. And then if you sitting there holding them hostage, that's even worse. And you deserve to definitely get the full penalty done to you. You deserve everything. You deserve every karma that comes to you. Fucking crazy. No, I feel like at some point we as grown ups, whether we have kids or not, we supposed to be fighting for these kids. Supposed to definitely make sure that these kids have a healthy life. You know, and that's a whole fact. You know, that's the sad part because for those who get violated in those type of manners, it's hard for you to trust anything. Even when you got good people around, it's hard to trust because you have a wall that's built up. You know, you're basically on defense mode. You know, and I feel that's wrong, and that's sad that a lot of these kids in life had to go through this shit, and that they're still going through it to this day. But that's because a lot of these people are not fighting these underground organizations. They're not fucking really paying attention to what's going on. You know, and a lot of these kids, if they not getting trafficked for sex, they're getting trafficked for drugs. And again, you know, that's a fight that we should be fighting. These kids deserve to have a better chance in life no matter what. So just like I said, when I come on here and I do my lives, I don't care if I'm on here for an hour or two or even just 30 minutes. When I come on here, I'm going to speak from the heart and I'm going to speak on shit that a lot of people ain't trying to speak on. And I'm going to give my views, I'm going to give my opinions, but I'm going to also give you straight facts. Yeah, I'm sorry to hear that, Momo. You know, my condolences and my prayers to you and the family. Trust me, like I said, like I was saying last night in the live, you know, death is definitely something not to be played around with. You know, and some of y'all people are playing around, treading that shit lightly. Just playing around is not nothing to play with. Once your life is gone, there's no coming back. You know, and it's sad. You know, nah, because you know, like I said, Mo, on some real shit, is when it comes to topics like this, you know, sometimes the people gotta chime in, you know, and sometimes the people are gonna say what they're gonna say, you know. But the main thing we know for a fact is that these kids deserve a fighting chance in life. So that's supposed to be the most important thing. We gotta definitely get it together, you know. You know, I appreciate you, Bonnie, for doing that too. You know, shout outs to everybody in the chat. If y'all not subscribed to each other, show each other love and subscribe to everybody that's in the chat. You know, shout outs to those still in the bushes. But I hope y'all getting some gems and I hope that y'all actually are paying attention to what's going on in here. You know, this is a sick world. We definitely gotta fucking get these kids and definitely watch out for these kids. You know, gotta be aware of your surroundings and you also gotta be aware of the people that are around because keep your eyes off these kids long enough, that'll be an opportunity for these sick fucks to slide in like COVID op mission and then tuck your kid. That's why I said it doesn't matter what you doing with your kids, whether you in the parks, malls, wherever it is you at, you having a time, you gotta make sure you watching these kids, man. And also keep your eyes on these sick fucks, because some of these sick fucks that try to do shit in front of you and think you're not gonna approach the situation. You know, and it's fucking sad, man. I'm really tired of seeing that shit. You know, I'm tired of people just not standing up for nothing, man. Nah, Mo, because like I said, I'm gonna drop the link right now for anybody who want to pop up or chime in. I got a little bit of time. Like I said, this is a deep discussion that we all need to be talking about. And seeing that's the most important thing, Mo. Some people fail to realize, I think I had to realize this over the weekend. Despite all the people I've lost in my life, and despite the times I really sound like I want to cry, I can't cry. And the reason why I can't cry is because I know they won't let me cry. If anything, they will just want me to keep moving forward and keep living life. And yeah, they are here with us spiritually because they watching over us, they guiding us, they giving us some visions, and I believe in that really. You know, I definitely believe in that. I just feel like, again, when it comes to these kids, they deserve a fighting chance. And who are we to stop them from having that opportunity? And if we're not going to stand and fight for these kids, especially in these situations, then we might as well just not give a fuck about nothing else in the world. You got some people that have been so desensitized they don't care about nothing. At some point, you got to care about something. At the end of the day, the main mission is to fight. Fight for these kids' rights to live. Fight for these kids to succeed. You know, we got to put a stop to a lot of these organizations. We got to really start hitting shit from ground up. A lot of us have to start having this moral compass and have the strength to say, you know what, I'm willing to fight the battle. You know, but hey, like I said, maybe it's just me. I think different, but I always felt like that. You know, my mind has always been in tune to certain things since I was a kid. You know? And even certain things I might have thought I forgot, I never really forgot it. It's just been stored in the back of this memory banks. You know, John Shaft, you already know, salute, Brody. Like I said, blessings and salutes to everybody that's in the chat. You know, like I said, anytime I come on here, I'm gonna just speak my shit. But like I said, you can't debate facts. You can't argue facts. You can argue about opinions, but not facts. And the fact of the matter that these kids are still going through these trials and tribulations that they shouldn't have to go through, especially when it comes to trafficking and just kidnapping, is fucking sad. And everybody really has to start fighting. You know, like I don't have kids, but even if I did, I think I'd die. Man, listen, I would die for my kids if I had to, especially if it's to save their life or save them from possibly going through shit that anybody shouldn't have to go through. You know, always supposed to do that. And that right there is a whole fact. You know, again, like I said, if anybody want to hit the fucking link, I can hit it, man. This is an open panel right now, basically. But I just that's my question for the night. At some point, when do we all fight back? And how do we take these steps to make sure these kids is good? I think at some point, only the real ones are gonna, at some point, really step to the forefront and create that army to really combat that. You know, and public service announcement to everybody. if y'all know for a fact y'all think is any type of sexual, misconduct, behavior, pedophilia, or anything, or even if you feel there's people in your area that might be on that town, it's nothing to look up their information. You know, I guarantee you with some of these apps, if you just press a specific button, they will tell you in a heartbeat how many people in your area are registered sex offenders, so on and so forth. Because some of these people slip through the cracks in some of these states. You have some of these states that don't even have these people registered, or some of these people skipped away to bypass that registry. But once you're on that fucking sex offenders free registry, that's it. You're supposed to, if you know for a fact, anywhere you go, you're supposed to make sure you let these people know what it is. You're supposed to let them know what it is. And also, these people are supposed to be making sure that you register in these states. This is how some things still end up happening. If it's any type of sex crime where you have to end up going on that registry, you might as well just say your life is always going to have a target on its back, because now you have the whole community watching out and looking for you. You know? Now, this is my thing. They always try to hit people with that, oh, but what if they served their time and they did their justice, or they just do? That don't mean shit. You still violated and you still ended up on this registry. So no, nigga, even if you end up getting you a little modest job, you're gonna always have to go through all of the bullshit, because nigga, you are on that list. And you have a lot of people who really don't like that and frown upon that. So what part of that did you think was going to be easy? Even if you did your time, that still don't mean nothing. You still have to carry that burden with you into the afterlife. You know, and the sad part, yeah, you have some of these people who really can't be rehabilitated, because once it's already in their mind, that's it. Those are the people I feel do not deserve another chance at life, man. Y'all should stay where the fuck y'all at. If you locked up, stay locked up. You don't deserve another chance, because you are a danger to yourself and others. Hey, shout outs, Laura. Glad you tuned in. Like I said, please hit that like and subscribe button. You know, also share if you want. But this is something you should share off the rip. I don't care, because this is something that's going on in the world, and we as human beings, period, we have to put differences aside and worry about these kids. And we also have to worry about the women too in the community. These niggas can't get away with the shit that they're doing. You know, it's crazy. We gotta definitely start combating a lot of this. And I'm going more with the kids too. It's not so much as I'm not going with the women yet. When it comes to the women, they shouldn't have to be going through the shit that they go through either. I feel nobody should have their rights violated. Man, woman, nor child. I don't care. Nobody's rights should be violated in any way, shape, or form. Once those rights is violated, all bets is off. You know? And see, this is what I'm saying. I just had a point to prove, Laura. Like these type of topics, a lot of people are not talking about. And when they talk about it, they're not really getting in depth with it. You know. See, like I said, I dropped the link You know, for those who just came in, I still got the link up here, I believe. But like I said, you know, sometimes I don't mind people chiming in, you know, because this is a situation that definitely needs to be spoke about. You know, the safety of these kids should be the most important thing for anybody, whether you got kids or not. Even if you ain't got kids, you got nieces, nephews, cousins. You know, you gotta treat any kid like you would treat your own family to a degree, because these kids are young. They shouldn't have to worry about getting snatched away from their loving families and have to go through these type of horrors and crimes, right? Especially if it's sexually based, they should not have to go through that. Kids are innocent and they should remain innocent until they get of a certain age and they're able to make and do what they feel like doing. Who are you to rush the process? And who are you to rob these kids of joy or even rob them of even succeeding in life? You're a bastard in my fucking in my eyes. I know I might be cursing like a sailor, but shit like that really pisses me off. And anytime you hear me in this type of time, yeah, it's wartime, because those type of crimes I don't take serious. No, not even gonna say I don't take serious. I take that extremely serious because it's fucked up. Like it's like it's at some point, come on now, we have to do better. You know, we have to do better. See, I go a step further. That's why I say I'm not taking it serious. I take it extremely serious because that's not fucking fair. Everybody deserves a fighting chance in life, man. You know, and it's sad that you got sickos in the world that really feel that the way that it is to get where they're going to get to in life is do having somebody else suffer, do somebody else's suffering. That shit ain't fucking cool. These kids deserve better. Like I said, at some point, when do we come together and start fighting? Sometimes it shouldn't have to take a tragedy for people to get outraged and start protesting. Sometimes we have to just be out on the forefront and see what's really going on. We got to really start paying attention to the mindsets of people sometimes. Even if you're hanging around certain people, you should just be able to peep certain mindsets. And the specific mindset should tell you anything you need to know about a person. Period. You see, you got people in your community, even if you don't hang with them or you don't really know them. If you see that they look like they up to no good, they look like they out of place. Those are signs you should be watching for. Any type of red flag you see, you should be looking out for. Period. Because when you're not being visual and you're not being real active and alert, that's when they swoop in. Now, I'm about to really bring it to this level right now. I'm gonna move over from the trafficking and everything, and I'm gonna give a public service announcement to you fucking bozo niggas out there who are actually on that type of time when it comes to raping women and children. You niggas are sick, and you niggas need to get caught, and you niggas deserve every bit of fucking recourse that comes with that. Because at what part in your mind did you think it was even cool to do something like that? Once you rape a woman or you rape a child, you basically fuck up their whole mindsets. And now it becomes an uphill battle on trying to recover and regain what part of their life they lost. You know, and it's crazy. We know that, Mo. You know, a lot of things when it comes to life is a fucking choice. But it's sad. It's sad that a lot of y'all would really think like that. Once you force yourself on somebody as far as that, that you already crossed that line right there. Like I said, it's just certain things you do that is always going to be a stain on you. And that's going to be something you just got to deal with. You fuck faces, you niggas deserve every bit of justice that comes your way, whether it's street justice or actual court justice. I'm sorry. You don't deserve another chance in life because you basically just destroyed multiple lives, especially if you out here and you're serious, you know, you're a serial rapist. Yeah, you don't deserve no type of fucking outside time, even if you do get to serve some time. I believe you serial rapists deserve to get killed. I don't care what nobody said. I'm sorry. I gotta speak from the heart, y'all. Shit is crazy out here, man. You know, it's fucking crazy because some things will go over everybody's head. You're not getting the gems that you're supposed to be getting. At the end of the day, it's just specific things in this world that should be battled and combated against. That's what makes us human. That's what makes us stay in that moral compass. Half of us have been so desensitized, we don't give a fuck until it hits close to home. And then when it hits close to home, it's still an issue. You know, because it's like at some point, what do you do? I mean, like I said, my situation, I could have killed that dude just for the fact that I knew for a fact he was up to no good and you had the kids scared. But then my moral compass said, you know what? It ain't even worth it. Because the way it's already going down, it was like God intervened because no sooner was I like the cops really was on site. They were so confused, they ain't know what was going on, but main people that was there, you know, was basically telling them, no, 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 he has every right to do so. He just, you know, like I don't play games like that. When it comes to the kids, you do shit that make them feel uncomfortable. You deserve to get killed right then and there. Sorry, like you know, like I said, I normally don't wish harm, but when it comes to specific situations like that, nah, you deserve a hot slug in your ass. Period. Never fucking rob these people of their identity and rob them of their fucking life because you want to make them miserable or because you felt you're so miserable in life that you're just gonna just take what you want to take. Fucking sick people in the world, a lot of you definitely need to fucking get dealt with. You know, I'm sorry, like I hate situations like that. And then when you read and then just hear stories like that, it breaks your fucking heart. Like, come on, man. And then there's a lot of situations that could be avoided, but because nobody really wants to fight, or because it ain't mine, or because it ain't this, it happens. It shouldn't have to happen. You know, at what point do we start putting our moral compass to use? And if you're choosing to watch these kids suffer or get hurt, then you're a fucking coward. And you're just as bad as the people who are doing it. Period. I just I just had to, you know, tune in and chime in with y'all real quick, man. These are serious conversations that everybody should be having. And this is also proving a point to some people that come on here, it doesn't matter how long, as long as you have content and as long as you're talking about actual factuals, you know, talking about things that'll get the people into it, we can have better dialect and even come up with better solutions that can help in every community. And that's just real facts. I don't live in fantasy worlds like most people. See, it doesn't matter where I'm at, online, offline. Still the same person, always will remain the same person. And the majority of the times, if I know I can help out in any way, I'm going to do it. Anytime I feel I need to speak on certain things that the people ain't speaking about, I'm going to speak about it. It's not hard to bring content, and it's not hard to actually get information out. But I shouldn't have to clout chase or do any of that to get there. And like I said before, I just come on here and I speak my piece. That's it. You know, it's like I said, I don't necessarily really want much, but just this messages to get out there, man. That's it. You know, and as y'all can see so far, I'm just bringing straight facts, man. Straight raw truths. Shit that people don't want to talk about. And if you are talking about it, like I said, you're only just talking about pieces of it. You're not getting into full details, you know. And I can honestly say that on some real shit, gotta definitely start doing better. Gotta definitely start fighting for these kids. And we definitely gotta stop having crimes of sexual perversion and any type of shit going on against the ladies, you know. Gotta definitely start watching out for the queens and the children in our community. And these sick bastards can't be getting away with shit like this. They should not be fucking harming or fucking up people's lives just because they're miserable and sick in the head. And if you do get fucking caught, you deserve any type of justice that's handed to you. And even if you think, oh, I took it like a man, I should be able to be good, you're still not good because that stain is on your ass for life, boy. That's just actual factual. You're not going to be able to sit here and think you're going to have any type of sexual violations against women and children and you're not getting dealt with. You know, you can't force a choice on somebody. So for y'all sick bastards out there that are actually on that time, you get what you got coming to you. And I'm gonna move from there before I get even more mad because I was already mad about the kids. On a brighter note, you know, despite everything that's been going on, I think I basically had an epiphany over the weekend. So, I'm definitely going to start making more content as far as, whatever's being talked about and whatever's not being talked about. And it's going to be raw, like it always is. It's raw and uncut, but it's also facts. I'm not going off of hearsay. I'm going off of visuals and from what I observed throughout life. It ain't hard to read a newspaper. It ain't hard to read shit in your area. It ain't hard to just see what's going on in your area. And again, I feel at some point we just got to do better and come together for the right causes. And if you're not going to come together for the right causes, well then, hey, you stay in the coward section. It's just that simple. I don't need no gimmicks. Don't need no drama, no unnecessary anything. I'm going to speak my mind. I'm going to speak my truths, you know, and that's it. I just wanted to chime in with y'all real quick, man. You already know, nighttime vibes, but I'm speaking from the soul. You know, you're not going to have that many people that come on here and be as real and legit as this. You know, the one thing people have a hard time doing is taking accountability for things. And I think us as adults and us as human beings should take accountability and always make sure that these kids have a fighting chance and an opportunity in life. Don't rob them of their innocence and don't rob them of what could possibly be. It could be a million possible outcomes that there could be different things in life. But how would they know if you done basically robbed them of their identity? You know, and especially when it comes to these females, man, listen, shouldn't none of these females be out here on these sex markets? Nobody should be out here prostituting, none of that. Like I said, it's certain things that's a choice in life, but that's if you are deciding that at a certain age. It can't be forced on you, you know? And like I said, this quote unquote industry that they got going on, or this market that they got going on, you know, at some point should crumble. They shouldn't be gaining no profits and they shouldn't be doing nothing along them lines and hurting them fucking people, man. You know, I don't know. I just felt I needed to tune in with that. You know, I, yeah, I had to scratch my head on that again because it's just enough to think about and it's enough to talk about. And see, a person like me, you know, I don't care how long I'll be on here, but a lot of times I'm gonna just speak my piece and then get to the point. You know, I just feel the community definitely has to do better. That's it. Right now, it ain't about a race thing. It ain't about nothing. It's not about a race war. Right now, we in a spiritual war, man. It's a lot of things going on in this world that we know for a fact ain't normal. It ain't right, and we should be fighting on some of this shit. You know, we gotta preserve life at the end of the day. We can't allow certain evils to penetrate and infiltrate, and you know, it shouldn't have to be that way. Just like we can't allow some of these fucking bozos on the internet to slip through without a pass. Like I said, if you have any type of background when it comes to that, you don't deserve nothing in life. You just deserve to go through whatever punishments in life you deserve. That's it. Anytime it comes to forcing yourself, you done crossed the boundary that can't be can't be crossed back over. Like I said, once a girl says no, you niggas should chill the fuck out. And once you go that far, my nigga, you already set yourself up and you let yourself be known that you are a sick bastard. You ain't worth nothing. And you don't even deserve to breathe. No doubt, Hollywood. You know how it is. It's sad. We definitely got to give these kids and these women a fighting chance. You know, and just to let y'all know that, man, every day might be something different. Every day it might be something I'm recapping on, but just know, you know, it ain't never going to be a dull live. You know, because like I said, when you know how to talk to the people and you just speak from the heart and you're a genuine person, you should never have no problems keeping the conversations going. Especially these are topics that we see day in and day out. How many stories have we seen about kids being kidnapped, kids being sold off by parents willingly? Like, come on. We definitely got to just do better, you know? Now, I think I'm going to move from this topic again because I don't know, man. It wows me the fuck up. And honestly, there's a lot of other things to talk about. Um, so I come to find out on a positive note, and I was speaking about this earlier about the little kid that was out here. Apparently, two of the little kids didn't realize, you know, the information I gave them really worked. So I believe one of them, well, he won't be working on my job, but he will be working out here somewhere in the area because, you know, some of these spots, they actually have little things they'll have people doing for the off season. And, hey, it gives some of these kids an opportunity to keep their butts off the street. You have some of these spots out here that'll sit here and they'll need like little side work, whether it's clean up or whatever. So, like I said, any type of help I know I can try to help with, usually just do it. And not because I feel I want something or I need something. It's just because I don't mind doing certain charitable works. It don't always got to be about money, like I said. Even if it's just valuable information that can help somebody get on the way of getting to that bag, that's better than nothing. As long as you giving people gems and as long as you just telling it like it is and speaking from the heart, no way in the hell you can tell me you can't bring up content. Shoot. I'm glad that these little kids at least got something to do for the next couple months. Because some of these kids, we know they just be trying to grind for whatever, whether it's for school, whether it's just for whatever little things they planning for, or sometimes they don't mind the value of a dollar. They don't mind grinding, trying to get their own things. And it's not saying parents should always spoil the kids. Yeah, I mean, you give them certain things, you do the right things by them and for them. But sometimes these kids have to learn certain values at a young age. And that's one of them, the value of a dollar. And sometimes you might not be able to afford whatever it is that they want. You know, like I said, a lot of y'all have to live within your means. So even when it comes to these kids, you have to do it right. Like I said, everything in life has a balance. Even when it comes to raising kids, you have to have a balance. Yes, you can do for them and give them whatever, but then also they have to learn the value of a dollar. They can't just always depend on you for something. They have to work for something. That gives them also the tools to succeed in life as far as they could be a productive part of society. They know how to do a resume, they know how to get a job, they know how to do whatever, they getting trained for certain things. That's the most important thing. Sometimes you got to teach them the values right there. Because when they get older, they ain't always going to be relying on you, and you not always going to want to help them. They should already know what's what by a certain age, you know? And if it's certain things that they know they want, some of them are so motivated, they won't even ask their parents. They just say, you know, some of these kids will probably fuck their parents' heads up with the, hey, uh, you think I can get a summer job, or you think I can get a part-time job, or you think I can get something doing something, you know? Hey, I respect that, you know? Earn it honest dollars sometimes. It don't hurt. You know, like I said, I just wanted to chime in with the people real quick. I wasn't going to be live but for so long. I did drop the link earlier in case anybody had wanted to fucking pop up, but you know, I just feel like when it comes to certain topics, especially if it's topics that need to be talked about, I'm going to speak about it. You know, I don't delve into other politics because I ain't into that. And like I said before, I'm not here for all of that. My main purpose, I'm just speaking to the people with a message, dropping gems when I feel like dropping gems. And that's how it's supposed to be. You know, talk to the people, let them know what's going on, give them visuals on what's going on in your community and what's going on around you, wherever you at. No matter where I travel at, there's always something that I see, or there's always something that I come across that ends up being content. It's called everyday life sometimes. Some people should try living it and not living in their rooms or not living somewhere in the shadows, you know? Just take a look at everything outside. It's not just about social media and what's going on and celebrities and everything else. No, it's about what the fuck is going on in the community and the world, man. And if y'all not going to stand on it or speak upon it, then it's pointless, you know. And if you're not going to bring accurate information, or if you're not going to bring, you know, decent dialect about stuff, then there's no need to talk about it, you know. Like I said, I appreciate those who tuned in. I probably would have went a little longer, but it's just like I feel like there's more to talk about. But I would rather wait until I got all of my facts straight about that next one. Because like I said, anytime I bring something, I'm going to be speaking from the heart. But I'm also going to be bringing you facts and views of opinions and everything else. And like I said, when I drop that link, if anybody decide they want to hit the panel, you know what it is, man. Shout outs to everybody. Blessings to everybody who was in the chat. Shout outs to those who was in the bushes, and blessings to y'all too. Cause I ain't petty like that. You know, at some point it's not about all the negative fuck boy shit. It's about how do we stand together and come together and fight against the wrongs that's still going on in the world to this day. You know, how do we come up with better solutions for better, you know, for better progress? That's supposed to be the main thing. But yeah, you know, again, glad that everybody enjoyed the live. I don't know. I probably might go live again later on. I think I'm off work today. I think I might go live later on. Probably by that time, I'll have my situation settled as far as what I'm going to speak about. I don't never want to speak about nothing either if I don't have specific information and facts. So, you know, that's one thing I ain't doing. No fake shit up here. everything is real and from the soul, and just it is what it is, you know. But again, please like, share, and subscribe. You know, hope everybody has a safe one. Um, I'll definitely probably do a live later on. I'll probably set the reminder or whatever. But yeah, we're gonna definitely get into some more good topics, y'all. Like I said, I want to join the live later on the live panel. You let me know. It's your boy Nate the Great, and I'm gonna holla at y'all on the next live. Everybody stay safe and have a good one.